Good evening. This is Robert Pultz. We're going to try something today that I didn't think I'd ever do, but just so you understand, I'm not really an expert in DNA. Okay. So I received an email from one of my DNA things. Actually, it's a group that I'm in with the Y-DNA group. And it was a cousin. Uh, he wanted to take and get more information about our family and how we were related and so on. So let's put in the disclaimer first. I'm neither a professional nor an expert genealogist, just an amateur genealogist, just like you. I don't delete my errors. I look for look at the collaboration when it's small. I see this as a collaborative effort, and I expect comments and stuff to make it easier for me to take and do my genealogy, to take and be added to this, and also correct any mistakes that I've made. Uh, if you've been on my channel, you know that people think I go too fast, so I started videotaping it so people could slow it down and at their speed and review it and stuff like that. All views are expressed are mine. I'm in 7 genealogy and historical societies, and I don't represent any of them. I'm not on the boards or anything. I administer 2 Facebook sites, one of which probably applies to this. KSF asked a question. I think our common ancestor is John David Pultz and Sarah Fry, but I've not found any common autosomal DNA with this match. In both our trees, there's something wrong with the attached chart. And he provided a chart. And there's nothing wrong with the chart. This is the answer I'm preparing for him. Nothing is wrong with the chart. One of the reasons why I'm doing this is there's a lot of people with these kinds of questions. Like I said, I'm not an expert. I have been taking a DNA course, and I'm going to have my teacher look at this and see that I'm correct. Let's see what she has taught me. What has been considered is now a little SNP marker, which is also called a marker. DNA is available at 5th cousin once removed level when compared to what is available. So I hope I can illustrate this for you. So basically, that's what I'm going to try and do. I'm going to try and illustrate why, as you go back, the amount of DNA that you get from each individual is less. And then it's spread over a larger group of people. Your DNA is spread over a larger group of people. That's what makes it less. Okay. There are about 6 million SNPs identified in the human genome. A single human is about 4 to 5 million SNPs in their DNA. Autosomal DNA only looks at about 700,000 of those markers, those SNP markers. We do not necessarily share, this person and I do not necessarily share Y-DNA haplogroups because he descends from a female line, and autosomal DNA does not test that line, the sex line. So Y-DNA does not test the Y-DNA is what you got to use, and he doesn't qualify for that. Okay. John David Pultz and Sarah Fry will have close to 100 blocks of 7,000 different markers, SNPs. So if my SNP comes in from the first 2 blocks and yours comes in from one of the next 98, we would not share any DNA. And that's assuming that I'm at the maximum percentage and he's at the maximum percentage of SNPs he can have at this point. That appears to be what's happening. In rough terms, you have a 98% probability of not sharing any DNA with me. That is why autosomal DNA it's actually more than 98%. That's why autosomal DNA is only accurate for predictions of 2 or 3 generations back. We would also not share any SNPs if either of us was at the low range of our SNPs, which is 0. So I'll show you those ranges in just a minute. This is the process I'm going to use. So I'm going to show you his relationship chart that he's given me, show you the relationship chart with percentages of DNA and the number of individuals added. And then I'm going to show you a spreadsheet graphic of the spread of SNPs and what I'm talking about on the 98%. Okay, this is the chart he gave me. You can pause that, look it over and everything. I blanked him out because I don't want his name on here. He's living, and we don't play that game. Okay, this is what happens. He's one generation removed, so he's one more generation back than I am from John David Pultz, who was John David Bowles when he was born, and Sarah Fry. So as you go down this list here, your percentage of DNA reduces by half. Every generation it reduces by half. And the low end goes from 0 to that number. You may not get any snippets DNA from an individual in this line. And of course, the farther back you go, the less likelihood that you're going to get it from any one individual. So at this level that we're talking about, the maximum I could take and get from John David Pultz or Sarah Fry is 1.56%, which I'm rounding up to 2% for the analysis. That's because there are 64 people here that I'm getting DNA from. In his case, he's one more step back. So his maximum DNA that he could get is 0.78. So it's 0 to 0.78 snippets that we could take and get out of there. And he's dealing with 128 individuals. Okay. And let's see if we're going too far. All right. So let's illustrate that. If you have 7,000 snippets broken up into blocks of 100, and I get 2% of that, that would be basically 2 blocks. And he gets 1% of that. He could be in any of these 98 other blocks, and we wouldn't share any DNA. Okay? He would have to be in one of these blocks up here for our DNA to be the same. So this is strictly all my charts. I've never seen any genealogist do it like this. Again, I'm always doing that. I'm always saying that, aren't I? But that's basically what I see, and that's how I understand it. Now, hopefully, the rest of you out there, some of you will find it useful to see the understanding. But anyway, I broke the blocks of an individual, either Sarah or David. He went by David, by the way, into 7,000 snippets, SNPs, blocks. And then I took the 2% and applied it. So that would be 2 blocks for me and 1 block for him. So each one of these, he would only have 1 of these. And these, I would have 2 of these because I'm 1 generation less. And I rounded it up. And so anyway, that's the reason why we wouldn't share any DNA. If it's on the 0 side, either one of us are on the 0 side, then we wouldn't share it either. But this is at the maximum side. And it'd be hard for us to take and share DNA at this level. That's the reason why autosomal DNA is supposed to be used for close generations, 2 or 3 generations. All righty. Here's my playlist. If anybody wants to take and see any more of my videos, here's my contact information. Please subscribe. Give me a thumbs up and a comment. Tell me whether this makes sense to you or not. Tell me if I've got it wrong. Correct me. Or tell me how an easier way of doing it. Anyway, that's it. Appreciate it. Have a good day. And I appreciate you coming by and spend your time with me. All righty. Still playing around with these 4 monitors and trying to figure out which one's got the cursor on it.